Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Look, I wore this bright shirt because we're just not seeing the sunshine on any of these foggy mornings. So I told Gail I'm going to give me a brand new shirt and wake everybody up on these morning shows. So here we go. Weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center, corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Run by and check out all the programs they have there, all kind of neat stuff they do. So run by and check them out. A high today is not going to get up to about 66, and low tonight now is 43. So we're finally getting some of that cool air in here. This past weekend and all, it was just miserably hot. I know if y'all sat in a tree stand or if some of y'all went fishing and all, it was just tough. But it's going to cool off some now. Water temperature remains at 64 degrees. Okay. Now let's take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola Bluntstown is sort of surprising to people. They opened a dam locks up there, and when they did, we just got more water. And it's 7.3 at Bluntstown, and it really is surprising that it got up that high over the weekend. You know, it was down around 4. It rose up about 4 foot. Same way Choctahatchee now. This is natural flow here. It's dropping out today, but now it's reading at a 7.5. It's amazing how these rivers, they're like twin readings a lot of times. Last week they're all at 4 foot. Now both of them up at 7 foot, and they rose up at the same time. Even though one of them is controlled by a dam there in Jim Woodruff and Chattahoochee, and also other dams up the river. So it's fascinating to me how I watch it, how they parallel themselves. Take a look at right here. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery, and their motto here on 23rd Street. The motto is "When Caring Counts." Now we're looking at a low tide at 8:36 this morning, high tide at 5:22, and today is December the 10th. And folks, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we're looking at Christmas Day, so don't let that sneak up on you. It seems like it's just got here really, really fast. Okay, now the tides are sort of slacking right now, but we're going to pick them up toward the weekend and everything. The marine forecast, I'm reading here, we got it starting off in the south, but it's going to swing around in the northwest at about 10 to 20. So it will be a strong wind blowing in some of this cool air. All right, that takes care of our weather. We'll be right back with our show. Welcome back, folks. Let's first get started on some pictures. I don't have that many, but remember right now, this week, we're in muzzleloading season, and it goes up to Saturday. On December 14th, this Saturday, general gun opens up, dove season, all kind of stuff. So be aware of that. But let's take a couple of these pictures. I'm going to start with one I showed last week. Folks who are fascinated with it. The black drum. One of my students just went out after school last Thursday afternoon. Went after school. This is Trent Miller here. Went out and caught 2 of them. Okay, caught 2 of that size. Now let's go to some bucks taken recently. This is Geno People. Ben Steele set him up. Bay County buck. Nice buck. I got a couple of pictures of it right here in the back of the truck. Nice buck this time of year. You can see how big and healthy it is. All right. Now there's other deer picture. This is my buddy Tommy Nolan. Tommy, this is Sandy Creek. Now one of them in Bay County. This is over here Sandy Creek. Now these are all natural, deer. They're not behind the fence or anything. That is a big buck right there, Tommy. He got it back there in the archery season. Finally got the picture here. Linda finally got it to me. All right. Good. There in the back of the truck there. Good one right there. So good job, Tommy Nolan. Now don't forget, dove season, okay, opens up. Now see how that's planted? I want to show you this picture, how it rows like that. You can sort of hide in the fields and just have shooting lanes. That's what we talk about a lot on a good dove field. And you sort of spread out and have 3 or 4 of these lanes in a dove field. That's really some good natural planting right there. Really nice. But dove season opens up this Saturday. Okay. This last picture I'm going to show you, I'm real proud of this. On the bottom left-hand corner, our Panhandle Outdoors website has finally hit 50,000 hits, okay? In fact, 50,090, and I appreciate all the hits on there. And most people are just, going to that famous Friday fishing forecast, and what I do on the show on Friday, we just put it on the website there, and we're going to get our pictures all updated too. So okay, so now also talking about audience input, if you would, email me or call me. You know, between Christmas and New Year's, we do the top 5 shows of the year, and we replay them then because the studio and everything's closed, and we just take a break ourselves. So we'll take the 5 best shows of the year, and I'll go by a lot of your input. I have a couple of ideas on what, you know, just judging from the input I get from y'all during the year, what y'all really have enjoyed. So if you want to, just email me and say, Coach, I really like that show you did on so-and-so. If you want to run that again, that'd be great. So if you will, give me some input on that. All right, next, got that. Oh, I know, it's a bad thing. They stole my gate. You know, I have a little piece of property up there in the northern part of Calhoun County, from sort of Point Alpha and Mariana Cutoff. I have some on land, and I have a lease around me. And I put a gate on it this year. This summer, put a really nice, went to the hardware store, bought a brand new gate. And Mason and Walter went there the other day, and Mason called and said, Granddaddy, somebody stole your gate. And sure enough, somebody stole my gate. You know, why they want to steal a gate is beyond me. They don't cost all that much, although this was brand new, and I probably should have just got a used one. So now, you know, it's wide open, but I would have bought them a gate if they needed one that bad, but I just think they just, you know, it's a riffraff in certain areas, and there's some really good folks up there, but I think all of us have in certain area pockets and all. I know out there where I live, they're just some riffraff, and they don't have any respect for people or their property. So I was one of the victims to a stolen gate. So, but I have my name scratched in it. So y'all look around and see if a new gate popped up last week or two. I have Winston Chester scratched in 2 or 3 different places, scratched it in. So or they might have been taken to the metal and got $2 or $3 worth at the metal recycling place. But I think that was a brand new gate. I think somebody used it. So if you see a new gate somewhere, give me a call. All right. Let's take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning. Listen, we got a video coming up, and we talk about, as outdoorsmen, we'll talk about, you know, inventions and something to make it easier for us to enjoy the outdoors. And you know, I'm always fascinated with the outdoor inventions. In fact, in my outdoor ed class, I do a little couple-day unit on inventions. I get the kids to work on inventions in 1 or 2 in pairs and all. They come up with some of the neatest ideas. But I've always been fascinated and go all kind of things that help all facets of the outdoors, like for camping. You remember what Velcro, how Velcro was invented. A great story how Velcro started out, and I don't have time to get into the story, but I will one morning. It was fascinating how Velcro came about and how it just helped so many different people in the outdoors and all. You know, you go in hunting, the tree stand. You know, people used to climb up those trees, you know, skinny up those trees, and somebody said, why don't we just make a ladder to lean against the tree? So it's just a lean-to ladder. So everything just sort of evolved from there. So a lot of times these inventions are, you know, we say necessity is a mother of invention, and that's exactly what happened. People must want to get more comfortable and enjoy the outdoors more. So we have a couple of local guys that have, you know, fish and do different things and all. They pier fish and all. And we're trying to think of an idea to make pier fishing more comfortable. Now, I used to do a lot of pier fishing. I don't do as much as I used to, but you know, you stand 3 or 4 hours. It gets tough standing up there, and it's really hard anywhere to sit, especially if you have to go back there and sit and leave your rod on the rail and all. You don't like to do that. So a couple of local guys, a father and son team, and a good friend of theirs, invented and developed this pier chair. And I went over there Saturday afternoon to their house and sat down with them and visited over here in Lynn Haven. And it's the darndest thing, folks. This is a great invention. It's just coming out. And there'll be a phone number. And if you're interested in it, give them a Christmas present or something. I sat down in it and all. It's a pier chair. So I'm going to interview them and give you an idea of the background to it and all. So let's go ahead and roll this video. Take a look at it. All right, folks, today I'm over here in Lynn Haven, over here in North Shore. There's some special guests. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about it, okay?
Hi, I'm Bobby Talbert.
Okay, Bobby Talbert.
My name's Peter Thompson.
Peter Thompson. You know him as Pete.
I'm John Talbert II.
John Talbert II.
Yes,
All right, these 3 guys, we've been talking a little bit, and they've really have come up with some neat inventions that's going to help the outdoorsmen. So I'm going to let you talk about, we're talking about a pier chair and everything, so just tell us about what made you think about it and where it came from, and tell us your background too.
All right. I'm 73 years old. I've been fishing off piers many years, ever since I was a kid. When I was growing up, if you didn't go to a pier to fish, you didn't go fishing because nobody had any money to have a boat, you know. And I spent a lot of time on them. I was young. I could stand on the pier from daylight till dark and fish, and it didn't bother me. But here not too long ago, I went out on the pier and found out that the railings now are up under your armpits. You can't sit down on the rail anymore. And there's no place to sit. So after about 30, 45 minutes, my old knees started to hurt. And I had no place to go and sit down. I walked out on the end of the pier. There was 8 or 10 guys sitting on their coolers. And I said, you know, at least y'all got a place to sit down. And one of them spoke up. He said, yeah, but we can't even see the water for these slats. And my fishing rod's way down yonder. So it's like sitting in a hole. And I got to thinking about that and about the not being able to sit down. And I came back, and my friend Pete here, we got to talking. And another friend of ours by the name of Scotty Cotton had come up with something that he could hang on the rail and sit down. But he had, I've never seen it. Pete told me about it. And we got to thinking about this thing and started developing a way to sit down on the pier and still be able to fish and see the water without sitting down in a hole like the men were. Our first 2 or 3 designs didn't work. We tried, but they just didn't get it. And my son, John, got involved, and he's a lot smarter than I am. So he came up with this design, and we have tried every way in the world to find something wrong with it, and we haven't been able to so far. We've made the chair where you can adjust the height, the distance back from the pier, the wheels, you can pull it along with you or push it. But then when you hang it on the pier, if you like, the wheel axle serves as footrest. The seat that's on it is a square seat, but it's made with 4 holes that fits any boat seat.
Okay. All right. Let's go over here and let's take a look at it. Okay.
All right.
Originally, when we designed the chair, it was just basically one arm, like you see here, with a seat clamp on the bottom of it, which actually just fit over a 2x4. The only problem with that was if you had 2 or 3 men, like my father, sitting on that same bar at the same time, you're gonna pull that 2x4 off. So we tried to figure out another way that would take some of the weight off the base, so we came up with a chair that had an actual arm that extended from it, that extended in and out, and that chair was set on a base on the pier, but it wasn't very stable. When my business partner sat on it, his name's Thomas Midkiff, he actually sat down on it, and he sat down for a second, and he goes, Johnny, I just feel like I'm gonna fall, And I said, well, we just spent $4,000 developing that chair and we're not gonna use it. And he goes, I feel like I'm gonna fall, I don't feel safe. So, needless to say, we went back to research and design, and we came up with this. And the best part about this chair is the adjustments. It adjusts in and out, so if you got a wide base or something on the bottom, this can come all the way back to here to adjust for the size. If your length on your top is wider than what we have here, this 2x4, let's say it's a 2x12, it doesn't matter. All you had to do is pull 2 pins, extend the arm out, and make it fit to adjust. As long as you keep keep it level, your seat will fit just about any kind of railing, dock, side of a boat, I mean anywhere.
All right, show us how you transport it. You were talking about, and folks, this is lightweight. I tried to pick this up a while ago, and it weighs less than
1 finger.
I mean, look at that, 1 finger. That is just super light.
And so anyway, you take it, it's got wheels. You can take it and set it down on the base and just walk with it.
Look at there. That's cool.
Yeah, which is the way I usually do it. Now I take my poles and stick them in here. If I've got a cooler or something, I'm want to put my fish in, I just grab it with the other hand.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to go down both pier with both hands occupied. And once you pack it up, if you want to, you can make it to where it just breaks down completely. All you do is just pull a pin, pop that out, slide that, it comes apart. Take this off here, pull it out. You can take it and actually put it back in this end if you want to, and make it shorter, and then pull the tires in. So it breaks down basically to pretty much nothing. It's really easy to pack away. You don't have to worry about, you don't take it up too much of your space. And that's it. All basically
Oh, man.
said and done. You got a chair that'll go anywhere. There's nothing to it.
Now, that's a cool invention. Now, that's a practical invention right here locally.
There she blows.
All right, so that's your rod and reel is going to fit right in here. You're going to sit. All right, folks, I'm going to test it out now. I don't weigh all that much, but now, Bob, you told me a 390-pound guy?
Yeah.
That on this? Okay. Here's what you do. Just come up the pier. Now listen, I've done a lot of pier fishing too, and I know what you're talking about. You stand there 3 or 4 hours. It's tough. This is a great idea. So all you do is just gonna sit up here on this thing like this, okay? And this is comfortable. That cushion is comfortable. That cushion is about that thick right there. So I'm very comfortable. I can prop my feet up here. I can put my rod. I'm gonna fish that way a little bit. I'm gonna fish that way with this one right here. And when I get one, I'm just gonna start reeling. I mean, just pop it out of here and just start reeling right here now. And you got a cast right here. This is a great invention. Local folks invent this. Now this is cool. This is necessity is the mother of invention, and we need this on the pier. Okay, so we're gonna try to tell you more about it in just a second. All right, Pete. Now look, we've got a good thing going here. I really admire what you guys are doing. So tell us a little bit more about it.
All right, sir. This is actually for any fisherman. Not just a pier fisherman, but any fisherman that wants to go pier fishing or a pier fisherman, this is the ticket. This is a pier fisherman's dream. Now, an area that we didn't cover yet, and I think we should, is say that you have a friend or someone in the family that's handicapped, and they can't fish, and they can't go with you because there's no place for them to sit. Mm-hmm. So now, you got one, they've got one, you sit right down beside you, and you get a fish, and if you can reel it, let him bring it in. If he can't, at least he's there to enjoy the day with you.
That's right.
And also for the senior citizens, again, for the leg problems and the durability, it's just perfect for them. And we're just so happy to have the opportunity to present it.
Well, that's good. Now I want y'all. Let's tell the folks how we can get a hold of these. Now we can buy them directly from you guys. I like that too. So. Give us a number, Bobby, or how we can get a hold of you.
You can reach us at 850-265-1151. Our cell number is 850-441-0147. And you can call us, and if we don't answer, just leave us a message, and we will get back to you as quick as possible, and we will deliver you a chair wherever you want it.
Oh, that is great right there, folks. And listen, it's right before Christmas now, and this is going to be a great little Christmas idea.
Excuse me, Chester.
Okay.
This is the way it comes packaged.
Oh, okay.
You got it upside down.
Okay, let's flip it over.
Well,
Okay.
That's not too good.
All right.
What's
your name?
What happens
there it is right there. Look at there.
That's usually what happens to me. But anyway, this is where it comes packaged, and John gave you an example of how it can be constructed and taken apart.
Folks, that's a great. Can you imagine this thing wrapped up on a Christmas tree for the outdoorsman?
It'd be perfect.
That would be perfect. Now, the name of your company is
You Go.
You Go. You Go.
You Go. We want everybody to go, so it's You Go.
You Go too. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for doing this for the outdoorsman, but thank you for inviting me over and sharing this with the guys and the girls.
That's the website as well. You can go to u-go-2.com.
Okay.
Go2.com.
All right, we'll put this on the screen too, so all you folks out there can see this. Good job, fellas.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
sir.
Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. It's fascinating how that's a neat invention, and I would recommend that for a Christmas present or something, or a birthday present for someone who enjoys fishing on the pier. They have some other inventions, and they have this patented. And I sat down in that chair; it's just really, really comfortable. And that's cool. If I get back in surf fishing, I'm going to get one of those. All right. Now let's take a look at our fish and game forecast for today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Give Mark a call at 832-6000 for any of your real estate needs between Carabel and Sandestin. Mark will certainly help you out. Listen, our times today, we're looking at 6:10 to 8:10, and then this evening from 6:43 to 8:43. So those are our times right there. Now, I was going to mention also, if you're on Facebook, there are a couple places here locally that you can check and get some pictures and feedback on everybody hunting and fishing. One of them is called Panama City Fishing, and a lot of people post their pictures on there. And also there's another one called Panama City Hunting. And so if you want to go to check up what other people are doing and all, a lot of times people send me pictures, also send them these places, and sometimes I check on those places. It's really neat. Michael Hatcher does one, Jared Seifert, Michael Hatcher, those guys do a good job, and just sort of see what local people are doing. Also, I wanted to mention too, I'm going to have Stan Kirkland on the show Thursday, and we're going to talk about that boating accident and get more details on it maybe, and see sort of how that happened and how we could prevent something like that. So, but do be careful on your boat, be careful in your tree stand, and a lot of times we just take it for granted. I just saw the other day where a little kid got shot with a Daisy BB gun over here in Freeport, got shot in the chest, and he was in pretty serious condition with just a BB gun. So So be careful and with all that stuff. Also, four-wheelers. You want to be careful on four-wheelers, but I got a story on a four-wheeler. One of my students, Katie, a little 18-year-old girl, she went hunting for the first time on Thanksgiving morning down here. They have a lease at Weewall. Her boyfriend's family have a lease down there. She was all excited about it. She's sort of a quiet girl, and she was telling about it. She went down there and got up to the, walked into the area, walked in way back in the woods, she said, and climbed up in a tree stand, and she was all wrapped up. It was cold Thanksgiving morning and all, and they'd been there about daybreak. It happened about 30 minutes after daybreak. They heard a shot from an adjoining lease, and then they heard a four-wheeler come in, which, understandable, coming in with that four-wheeler to get the deer out. But the four-wheeler somehow stayed there most of the morning. She was sort of really disappointed on the first trip because that four-wheeler just kept going round and round, and she said just the first 30 minutes of the hunt was very exciting because it was so peaceful and still. But then that four-wheeler just kept running around and around. And if you've been in the woods, you know exactly what she's talking about, and especially on Thanksgiving morning. So we want to ask folks and all, with four-wheelers and all, especially on hunting mornings or late in the afternoon, early in the mornings, if you're going to just ride around for fun, try to get in an area where there's not hunters and all. Try to get in an area where you can just get out there and have a good time, but won't be bothering other people. But at the same time, I know they're great for hauling deer out of the woods and all that, but be aware of what's going on the leases next to you and the property next to it. I really felt sorry for her because I knew she would have enjoyed that hunt. That was the first time she'd gotten to do it, and she said hopefully maybe next time it won't be as loud. But she was very sweet about it, but I could tell by just talking to her that was pretty bad. Okay, now also coming up, we have Ronnie Groom, all kind of neat things coming up this week. We're right around the corner from Christmas. I'm going to have a list of different ideas of Christmas's presents for the outdoor person and things you can do. But remember, this weekend now is a big weekend. General gun season opening back up. Our dove season going to open up. It's going to be an excellent time to be in the woods. It's cooling off a little bit, and we'll get out of some of this warm weather. So, go and make your plans for the weekend and make plans to enjoy it. Meanwhile, I got to get out of here, and it's time to wrap things up. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors, and do something good for somebody today.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.